Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to understand about the transportation problem. In the previous lecture, we learnt about how to solve the transportation problem by using the northwest corner rule. In this video, we are going to learn the second method. As I mentioned in the previous video, to find out the IBFS, that is initial basic feasible solution, there are three methods are there. The first one is northwest corner rule, and the second method is least cost method or matrix minimum method, and the third method is WAM method, Vogel's approximation method. Now in this video we are trying to understand, or we are going to learn how to solve the transportation problem, or how to find out the total transportation cost by using the least cost method, and another word for this least cost method is matrix minimum method. Let me take you an example for you to understand. Now, this is the problem. This is how the problem will be given. Calculate IBFS, that is initial basic feasible solution, for the following transportation problem by using the LCM method. Already in the first video, previous video, I already explained about the structure of this. I explained about the structure of the total sum, how this values, what are these supply values, what are these demand values. If you want to understand, go back to the previous video, you will understand. Here anyway, let me briefly explain you. These are the transportation cost from one place to, from source to the destination. When they want to transport something, the transportation cost is 2 rupees, right? And here the one is another transportation cost, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are all the cost values, the transportation cost from one place to the another place. And there are three places from where the material is being supplied, and the supply is that the value or the total number of material which are available to supply is the 10, 20 and 30. And in three places they are supplying, and in those three places the demand values are 10, 30 and 20. These are the supply values and these are the demand values. We need to start supplying, balancing the supplying and the demand values. Okay, and for that, now the first step in this any problem in any method, the first step is to, we need to check the whether the transportation problem is balanced or not. Here, to check the balanced or not, we need to calculate the sum of the total supply, that is 10 plus 20 plus 30, that is 60, and the sum of the total demand, 10, 30 and 20, that is 60. 60 is equal to 60. Then this problem we call it as a balanced transportation problem. If it is not balanced, either if any value is decreased from the supply or the demand values, we need to add a dummy row or a column, right? Now let's go to the sum and how to solve it. Now this is the first step. I mean to say, the first step means that how you need to solve. In the previous method, northwest corner value, we started allocating the demand and the supply values from the northwest value, that is here. Now as it is the another method, and this method we are calling it as a least cost method. How we started allocating the demand and the supply value in this box in the northwest corner from this value. In this least cost method, we need to start allocating from the least cost value. Least cost method, least cost value. See this, among all these values, which one is the least cost? One is the least cost value. One is the least cost value. Now what is the corresponding supply value? 10. And what is the corresponding demand value? 20. Now the same process like NWC, we need to subtract the least values from the highest value. The least value is 10 and the highest value is 30, and 30 minus 10 is equal to 20, and we need to allocate this 10, the least value, in the cell, right? And because this becomes 0, the demand, there is no any supply value here, 10, this entire row will be cancelled. Entire row will be cancelled. Now let's go to the next step. After cancelling this, we will get the table value like this, right? We cancel the first row, completely cancel. The next one is this. Again, in the second step, after cancelling the first row, we have six values: 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5. Again, what is the least value among all these six values? Again, least value is 3. What is the corresponding demand value? 30. And corresponding supply value is 10. Sorry, corresponding supply value is 30, corresponding demand value is 10. Now let us subtract the least value from the highest value. Least value is 10, highest value is 30. 30 minus 10 is 20, and we know that among 30 and 10 the least value will come into this cell as an allocation. 10 will come here. Now because this 10, there is no value here, completely cancelled, and this entire column will be cancelled. The entire column I cancel here. Now let's go to the another step. After cancelling this, we will get this again this table 5, 6, 4, 5, and the values will be there. Whatever the remaining values are there, we will write here as it is. Now again, among this 5, 6, 4, 5, which one is the least value? Again 4. Now corresponding demand value is 20, corresponding supply value is 20. Now subtract from this value to this value. Anyway, both the values are same, and let us cancel this. And anyway, least value, or we have least value 20 again. This 20 will be allocated in this corner. Let us allocate 20 here and cancel this entire row and the entire column. Entire row and entire column, right? And allocate any of the 20, because both the 20 are same. Allocate any of the 20. I am allocating this 20 here, right? Now what will be the next step? We will get the last value 6. Now I got the demand value as 20, supply value as 20. Both the value and demand and supply are equal. Now allocate this, cancel these two values, because demand is meeting the supply, or vice versa, the supply is meeting the demand. And now cancel these two values and allocate this 20 in this corner. Now see whether the sum is correct or not, we can understand by looking at these values. At the last, when we have one single cost in the table, and if the demand and supply values are equal, then the steps which you have followed from the first steps to this steps is correct. Now I am allocating this. Let's go to the last step. Now see, the first allocation is here, and the second allocation is here, and the third allocation is in this corner for the 4, and the fourth allocation is here. Now the total transportation cost. Now how to find out the total transportation cost? The total transportation cost, here we can see from the first table 1 into 10, plus from the second table 3 into 10. See this, I am multiplying the cost value with this allocated value. And the third step, in the third step 4 into 20, and in the fourth step 6 into 20. Now all we need to multiply 4 into 10 plus 3 into 10 plus 4 into 20 plus 6 into 20. The total, the value is 240. What is this 240? The total transportation cost to meet the demand values, the supply to this demand, and or in other words, to transport the things from the 3 supply places to these 3 demand places, the cost of the transportation is 240. Thank you.